In Sky, for example, only a third of the top jobs are taken by women. That's now what this data tells us. Frankly, getting hung up on the hashtag rather than recognising what we're facing in this country, that doesn't sound like good economics to me, Kate.
I'm not hung up on any hashtag. I'm hung up on the fact that these new pay gap measurements are incredibly misleading and frankly useless. Only one of the 6 measurements has any real merit. None of them break down jobs, age, background, experience, time taken off work. You have not proven any kind of gender pay gap. What you have done is push many, many misleading statistics into the public domain, and it is absolutely an attempt to box women in to this victimhood mentality that when you actually break down the data, if you look at the official data from the Office for National Statistics, does not exist. There is a reason that this new data does not line up with the official data, and that is because it is so badly calculated. If you are an economist, it doesn't matter which side of the debate you're on, this is just bad data.
No,
Kate over here is underlining something very important. When we compare 2 scenarios or when we compare anything in general, it's very important for us to have the full context and to analyze all the other variables involved. Take this scenario over here. There are 5 men and 5 women. The men earn way more money than the women do. Our knight in shining armor over here would conclude sexism, the gender pay gap, the patriarchy is in full flow. But what if we added greater context and looked at all the variables involved and found out that all 5 guys were engineers, while the 5 ladies majored in gender studies? So obviously, the pay disparity isn't down to sexism or the patriarchy being in full flow. It's the fact that the 5 men major in a STEM field that pays a lot more money.
I mean, is one component of feminism a sisterhood? Absolutely. Rach? It's me, Gabby. It's about uplifting and supporting one another through difficult times. The divorce was finalized today. I'm no longer Mrs. Callahan. There are themes bigger than that. For example, the systematic oppression of women in the court systems. I mean, I get the house, both cars, the Cape Cod summer rental, physical and joint custody of the cats, his sperm, in case I ever need a donor. Letters he wrote to Santa when he was 8, his Amazon account plus Prime shipping, his Marvel action figure collection. And actually, I think that's it.
In America, 50% of marriages end in divorce, while 71% of divorces are initiated by women. On top of that, courts are known to lean towards women when it comes to custody and who keeps the house and who takes the cats. Divorce is a raw deal for men. If feminists are all about equality of the sexes, why don't they speak against the finessing of men in court systems? Because geez, if you divorce a woman, you're paying alimony, which I don't know why exists, but it's there and it's not fun. Just ask Dr. Dre, who's paying his ex-wife $3.5 million a year. That's a business expense. And then they ask why men die before women. Guys, be smart, be vigilant. The streets are rough.
So my question is, what can men do to gain more say in the issue of abortion rather than being pushed away for infringing on women's rights or their body?
Okay, you can do a couple things. You can ignore liberal feminists who say that because you're a man, you have no right to talk about it. You have absolutely every right to talk about a human rights issue, regardless of your gender. So don't let anybody put you in a corner and tell you that you can't talk about it. You absolutely can talk about it. That's the first thing. The second thing, the practical thing that men can do to have a better standing, and I just mean in the eyes of feminists, in the arena of abortion conversation is be good fathers, always take responsibility for your actions, treat women with dignity and respect. In other words, don't cause these situations. Get married before you have a child. And if you're a good, upstanding man, then what happens? You raise a family of good, upstanding people, and that ends up having a huge impact on our culture.
I constantly encounter this when talking to my feminist friends. Yes, I have friends who suffer from the very serious disease, radical feminism. Give us your thoughts and prayers out to you and your families. What I encounter is people telling me I can't have an opinion on something because I am not a woman. First of all, are you assuming my gender? Jokes aside, these are the same people who want gender equality and who want men and women to be treated the exact same way. Yet they say things like, hey, you can't have an opinion on this. You are a man. That's like saying I can't care for homeless people because I'm not homeless. We don't treat human rights issues like this. We don't have to experience something to have an opinion on it. I can rightfully say rape is wrong even though no one around me has been raped. I think dialogue is important. When we take away dialogue and we censor everything and everyone, we lock ourselves in an echo chamber where the only opinions we hear are the ones in our heads, if that made sense. If you guys are enjoying this video, leave a like and subscribe. The goal is 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year. We currently have 503. Would mean a lot to me if we could get to 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year.
Ronda, Lauren down here from the Herald Sun again. Just another quick one about Angela's question on equality just before. We've got quite a large pay dispute happening with our Australian women's soccer team at the moment. Is it frustrating for you as someone who's so prominent in your sport? And we heard you say on the Ellen show the other day you are the richest fighter in UFC, that sort of thing is still going on?
I think that how much you get paid should have something to do with how much money you bring in. I'm the highest paid fighter not because Dana and Lorenzo wanted to do something nice for the ladies. They do it because I bring in the highest numbers. They do it because I make them the most money. And I think that the money that they make should be proportionate to the money that they bring in.
She said it perfectly. The money you earn should be totally dependent on the money you bring in. You can't bring in $100,000 and expect to earn $5 million. The economics of that doesn't make sense. You see this with the US female national soccer team, who demand to be paid just as much as the US men's soccer national team. That is way too long of a word. The thing is, people are just more interested in watching the men play, and that's why they bring in more money. Unless you're bringing the same amount of money, you just don't have a valid argument for why you should earn the exact same amount of money they earn.
And yet you said you never considered yourself a feminist. Why is that? And do you get the same kind of pushback in saying that I do? Because I've said the same.
I get pushback. You have to listen to it. You're younger. I don't listen to it because I'm old. So, a safety net for you. It's nice to have a safety net. But if you don't have your own self-worth and forge forward yourself, that safety net, all it can do is give you the bottom. You have to push it through yourself. And I think that that's what makes me say I'm really not a feminist, I'm an individualist. I think that individuals each have within themselves the capacity to be the hero of their own story. It doesn't always have to be a star of a television program to be the hero of your own story. You want to be a doctor, a lawyer, an Indian chief, whatever you want to be, you can be the best at it, be the most recognized in that profession or vocation. That makes you the hero of your story.
That's right. You can be a burger flipper and be the best darn burger flipper they've ever seen.
Be a great family person, be a great parent, be a great child, be a great citizen, be a great volunteer. That can make you a hero. That doesn't take a village. That takes an individual spirit. And I think everybody has it within themselves to do that.
I love what Judge Judy is referring to over here. She's referring to personal responsibility, individuality. It doesn't take a village to be successful. With hard work and determination, you can reach your goals without a village behind you. Be the hero of your own story. I mean, who wants to achieve their goals and at the end of it all say, well, if it wasn't for the 1,000 people who got me here, I wouldn't be here. Generally, people want to say, I worked hard, I was determined, I pushed through the hard times and rose from the ashes to achieve my goals, despite the circumstances I found myself in. It doesn't take a whole group of people behind you to be successful. If you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like and subscribe. Check out my other videos. The goal is, again, 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year, and I hope you can help me reach it. Again, thank you for watching. I hope you have a good day.
La espada que guarda el caudal, tú el aire que respiro yo, y la luz de la luna en el mar, la garganta que ansio mojar, que temo ahogar de amor. ¿Y cuáles deseos me vas a dar? Oh, dices tú.